Hello everyone and welcome to Contest of Speed Tier 3. My name is Thomas, next to me is Lewis and we're here in Russia for the Russian Grand Prix. Welcome mate, Lewis, you're in the commentary box with me once again and now on time actually. You absolutely love to see it mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not asleep. This time last week I was fast asleep. So this week I'm well prepared, had the cups of tea, telemetry organised, well early in advance. It's been much more relaxed build up to this Grand Prix event. Good evening to everyone watching. Yeah, Russia. All of Tilka's circuits around the old Olympic Park. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's going to get this one. Unique track, very smooth, no elevation. It's sort of like a street track, but it isn't. It's a racetrack on a street setting. Yeah, and obviously got the long straight in the DRS zone, two DRS zones, and that lovely turn 2 technically, but really the main first proper corner, which we see so many issues in real life. So I don't know who's going to take pole though. I don't know who's favourite. We know Dan obviously is not so happy about his pace. Yeah, I don't know who you think's got the advantage to this one.
Yeah, we saw, or we actually got some information about both Alfa Romeos that they are not really on the pace around here. So it's gonna be a long and hard race for them probably. Ricky is looking really strong once again around here. So I think he is one of the favorites to actually challenge for pole position. Jacek is fast as usual, so I expect him to be high up in the order 12. Talking about Jacek, I've got to make a little bit of I don't want to say statement, but I was hyping up plates for racing on the wheel, as Jason puts in a 141.2. I was hyping up blades for going onto the steering wheel last week. He actually didn't, but the one who was on a wheel for the first time was Jacek last week, and he did a really good job up until the last 3 laps where he actually retired. So that was a shame, but up until then he was doing a really good job, and being on the wheel for the first time, actually some big respect. So a shout out to him for going onto the wheel, and I said I was gonna do this, so there you go, Jacek, enjoy it. Rage Snipes on a 130.4. Let's actually go on board with Ricky. Oh, I'm currently on board with Dan. We've got Dan's Go Faster song for the day, and he will probably need it. It's driver quali. He was hoping for a wet race, as always, but he said he needed it the most around here. Dan's Go Faster song for today is They Will Make a Monster of You. So that's an interesting title from Free Phoning. So people are interesting. They Will Make a Monster of You is hopefully the song which is gonna give Dan a little bit of luck.
Yeah, he's currently P5, but 9 tenths behind Rage. Rage is very quick with that opening flying run, flying in at a lap attempt, just in 3 tenths down, 130.7, just narrowly ahead of Connell. So far looking good. And Ricky pops in at 130.8. There's a lot of guys that have done lap times. Justin is just P2, Kelster's screwed up P5. But yeah, half of the field's still not going on it, and do we have an update on weather?
I don't have an update on the weather yet, so if someone can tell me what the weather is looking like for the race, that would be absolutely amazing. A little bit of housekeeping as well. We've got 2 people missing because of a race ban. Those are Charlie and Blades. We've got Hilly replacing Robert in the Haas. We've got Mazza replacing our captain Roland in the Renault. Other than that, Jizzy is back once again. Oh, Stumpy says it's a dry race by the way, so that's good to know. Thanks for the information. We've got Mazza replacing Roland. And who else we've got? Harold missing unfortunately in the Mercedes, and GC replacing, or not actually getting into his seat, because we had Joe replacing him for the last couple of weeks because I think GC was moving places. So yeah, GC is finally back in his lovely McLaren, so good to see him back on track once again.
Absolutely. And he is on his hot lap. Jizzy through the first sector now, a long left-hander. Oh, yeah, it looked like he was turning too early and has done. It's so easy around this track to validate a lap. Because the curbs aren't really curbs, they're completely flat. The temptation is to try and obviously shorten the circuit as much as possible and take a little bit more curb. In theory, it doesn't harm the car in the majority of corners, but will invalidate your lap time. So you want to get it right.
Yeah, but they did a strange thing to Russia, I noticed on this game. They actually put a lot of, yeah, I don't know how to call it in English. In Dutch we say broodjes, but yeah, you guys probably don't know that. It's like,
word in English.
it's like those little orange things on the inside of almost every single corner around here. Yeah, the sausage curve, that's what I was looking for. They've put it on almost every single corner, where on the previous games it was actually quite easy to pick up penalties, but also it was lovely to use that much of the corner to actually get quicker. We all know on this game that it's really beneficial to make the track as wide as possible and to cut most of the corners if possible. Well, they actually made it impossible almost to cut corners around this track with the sausage curbs on the inside. So people definitely have to go around it, and it can really offset your car if you hit those curbs. So people need to watch out. But yeah, even with those sausage curbs, it's still really easy to pick up penalties around here. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Absolutely. And Justin doing quite a fast hot out lap at the moment. There's a few of the guys now going out for second runs. I think Justin's going to be one of the first guys on this lot to do his second time lap. He starts it now. Straight he goes. And then turn one, which is easy flat. And then biggest braking zone to turn 2 and 3. Not the greatest of corners. And then this easy turn 4, left-hander, easily flat nowadays. Bring pretty hard the right-hander there. Turn 5 not getting too wide. That was a invalidation. This corner here is pretty easy to cut. Those sausage curbs, like you say, does make you not want to go too much down that inside. Carrying a lot of speed through this second sector. It's tidy from Justin.
Oh, as you say that. As he almost loses it. Coming out of... Let's actually see where that is. That is turn 8, I think. Yeah, coming off turn 8. Little moment.
Yeah. His heart went up to maximum beats there. Just about held that back end from going to the wall. Good recovery there by Justin, unfortunately. Now, will he go for another run? I mean, he's got the time on his side.
Yeah, the tire wear around here isn't that harsh, so you can get away with an extra lap on those soft tires before the race starts. It's definitely not what you want, of course, but if you're really desperate or you're really short on time, then you can definitely afford it to go an extra lap on these set of soft tires. So that should be all good. Currently on board with Connell in the Williams as he is approaching and negotiating sector 3. Really tricky section of corners as he invalidates it on the inside of turn 16. So that's Connell his qualifying lap over as his teammate puts in the fast lap so far. Jacek just about in front of Ray Schneider with a 1:30.4. 1-1. Currently pole position for Jacek.
Rage is 400s up on his previous best though, and he's coming towards the end of sector 2. Let's see if that's gone down anymore. It's 2 tenths, nearly 3 tenths up on his previous best. He's just got to get round this final sector, the most technical part. It's really the outer camber here is tricky. Don't carry too much. Don't cut too much if he doesn't. A little bit twitchy. I don't know if it's a better time around this final sector. He misses the apex on the penultimate corner. tries to widen the entry point as much as possible. He did lose a bit of time, but it's enough to gain that pole position ahead of Ricky, who's now on a 1:30.395.
Yep, looked like a really solid final sector for Race Snipes, apart from that little bit of a tank slapper coming out of turn 16, so really well done to him. And he is putting his racing point on pole position at this point, with 5 minutes left in this session. Let's see, is anyone else on a quick lap at this point? Kelsweg, he invalidated this lap, and he is coming back into the pits once again. Let's see, Steve is not pushing, as he just did his lap time. Saige is in the pits. Dan is Dan pushing? I don't think he is. No, he's in the F-Net 0. Yep. Jay Prentice could start his lap. No, he's coming in as well. Mazza is definitely gonna go for the quick lap. So let's actually go on board with him once again. We saw him invalidating his other flying lap. So let's see if he can improve on the 141.5. Oh, and he invalidates it on turn 2. Ridiculous, that's it's called turn 2. But we're gonna see this a lot of times, or at least picking up English is a hard language. We will at least see a lot of people picking up warnings through turn 2, can tell you that one already. So keeping it clean will be key in this race to gain some positions. People will pick up 3 seconds or less, can really benefit from it at the end of the race. And we see likes of Ricky, Jay Prentice picking up not even a warning in some races, so they are definitely one of the favorites to gain positions as soon as we've done all of the laps. Let's see, both Haas drivers are on their out lap, as Hilly is the first one to come across the line, but I can actually see a Red Bull starting his lap, which is Justin. He is currently on a 130.7, so he is the first one to improve, or try to improve on that one. He's got Alfa Romeo behind, but that is, I think it was Dan going into the pits. We can purely focus on Justin now, trying to improve on the 130.7.
Yeah, so here we go again. Another attempt for Justin after my jinxing. So, but it's definitely on the cards. It did look good on that last lap. Before that corner turn.
Oh, yeah, I saw it happening, going too wide.
So he's a do round here. Now, there's no choice. I mean, yeah, you can't go pitting again. I'd save these tyres now.
Yep, save it so at least you can use them in the race if needed.
I think he's going still a little bit too quick. He needs to just drop it down a bit. Don't wear those tyres out, and then you can attack in sector 3 to sort of keep the temper up, get the temp back up again. But right now, he's got plenty of ERS, so he's not going to have any issues with that. Is he trying to? I wonder if he's trying to think he can get back in the pits. But surely he's not got any more softs left. And it wouldn't be smart to go in the pits.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it.
I wouldn't do this. It's not got enough time. 2 minutes on the clock. Oh well. You obviously want to sacrifice results.
Yeah, I think so. Currently on board with Lars as he is going through sector 3. Thibaut goes out of the way, or was it Mazza? I don't know. But at least is Lars negotiating turn 15 and 16 as he is gonna approach the last 2 turns, 2 right-handers. Before the start finish straight, is Lars gonna improve on the 141.8 and bump him up a few positions? No, he isn't, because Lars invalidates on the last corner and he won't be a happy bunny. He is gonna go again though. He keeps it in ERS mode 2, but he needs to put in one of the best laps of his life, and I don't think he's actually allowed to because he got the last corner. It is, I think it's given him an invalidation for his current and next lap. Yep, it is. He moves out of the way. It's qualifying over for Lars as he is going to start at least P14, if not any worse.
A few guys on hot laps here. We got Kelster on a hot lap. He's 2 tenths up on his previous best. Coming to the final corner now. Good speed. Good improvement from Kelster up into P6.
We're now on board with Jacek. He's the first one of the top guys to try and improve on his 130.4. Let's see how well he is gonna take sector 2. Oh, his car looks planted, but he goes wide, coming off turn. Let's actually see turn 7. That is, and there's an invalidation of your lap time, and that is pretty much qualifying over unless he can save up enough ERS to go again. It just depends on how much fuel he's got in his car as well, but he should be able to make it till the end, as we see a lot of people still on their out lap. So, and we are of course a little bit short on time. These guys will probably have around 40 seconds left, I reckon. Should be all good.
Next guy.
Rage Snipes is on a flying lap right now.
Yep.
And he is 1.5 tenths up already. So he is on a big improvement.
Jacek just got past the finish line before the clock went to 0.
Yeah, Massa already got the flag, so it's definitely session over. So this is the last chance for Rage Snipes to secure his pole position, as he did very well on the last lap. We saw going through sector 3. He had a little bit of a moment coming off this turn, turn 16. Is he having it once again? No, he isn't. So that's definitely gaining him some time. Now we need to make sure those last 2 turns are absolutely perfect, and then he is gonna improve on a 130.2. Is he gonna do so? He is. He's going to the 129, so 129.8. Really solid that time from Rage Snipes. Now we go back to Ricky, who's in P2 right now. Is he gonna take pole position from Rage Snipes, or is it gonna stay a P2 for the Welshman? It all depends on his sector 2 and 3. Let's actually see what his sector 2 split is looking like.
Yeah, Steve only improves by a bit. Jay Prince moves up to P4 with his lap time, 130.6.
Ricky,
a few left now.
Ricky 1.5 tenths up, so it's looking really good. Let's just firstly focus on Jacek. Oh, Jacek spins. Jacek almost into the wall, loses a little bit of his front wing. We go back to Ricky, as he is overtaking Jacek now. Brilliant switch.
Oh, he's cut it short.
He's got it short, and that's Ricky off. He had to push. He knew he had to push, and it didn't pay off.
Yeah, just his car jumped well over, but he turned so early into that corner, and then went over that sausage curb, and that was it. Game over. And I think that's pretty much it. That's everyone.
That is it for today's qualifying session. To spell, just subscribed. You'll love to see it. Let's see. Thomas knows I called the pool. So here we have it, the qualifying results for today. Rage Snipe dominating the qualifying session, half a second clear from P2 Ricky, with Jacek in P3, Jay Prentice, Matty, Justin, Kelster, Connell, Seigate and Steve rounding off the top 10. Really well done, didn't mention him before. Everyone else outside of the top 10 are having a free choice of tire, of course, to start the race on. So they can either start on the softs, mediums or hards, whatever they like. 42 people watching right now. Welcome, happy you are all here. Blaze, to answer your question, because you were surprised there were only 16 people in. I said it at the beginning as well, we've got 2 people missing because of a race ban. And only 2 cars who haven't been filled as a replacement are the Mercedes and... yeah. This is a good one. I think the Racing Point. Yeah, I'm sure it is a Racing Point, yeah. So that is why. Get your predictions in to the chat, Lewis. Who you think is gonna win today's race, or what's the podium looking like?
I reckon, well, Ricky and Rage look very good. The next place on the podium is up for grabs, I think. I mean, Jacek it was a clean race, JSAC would look good. P3. You know what, I'm going to be conservative and pick the top 3 of this starting order being the top 3 for the podium.
Fair enough.
I feel like they got the edge over everyone else.
Yeah, they look really strong in quali. But I think Rage Snipes is gonna pick up too many penalties. I think he's got the pace, but not the consistency to not pick up penalties. And knowing and seeing who's behind him, is definitely someone who isn't really keen on picking up penalties. So I think Ricky's gonna win on penalties, not on the track, but on penalties. Rage Snipes P2, and don't rule out Matty, although he says he is not on the pace. He's a dark horse, and he still is the championship leader, so don't rule him out. So I'm going for Ricky P1, Rage Snipes P2, Matty P.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting race. Obviously, the big thing we're gonna look out for is this is the longest. I believe it is the longest run to a braking zone on the calendar, other than Mexico. Really, I think Mexico's the only other one where you have such a long run down to the first corner.
Yeah, it's not really an advantage to start on pole position around here.
No, but the other issue also is there's no runoff. It's actually quite narrow, so you get all this slipstreaming effect, so you've got to back out, otherwise you're going to hit other people. And this is where we get the tier 3 magic, because some people don't brake. Some people try and get through full throttle, and you see bits of carbon fibre pull out. So, yeah, this is... we should see if everyone's on the good books and think, you know, this is a 27-lap race, not a 1-lap race. And Ricky, being strategic here, Rage well and truly on his own here, coming to the grid. Yeah, let's run down to the real turn 1. It's going to be a very interesting one.
It's definitely going to be a very interesting one, and it all depends on how good they are off the line. As Tom Robbo just rated us, thank you very much, mate, much appreciated. As we are waiting for everyone to line up to the grid, as everyone did, we are seeing 5 red lights. It's the 16th of November 2020. Tier 3 Russian Grand Prix, it's another race week, round 16 here, Gondola Speed, 5 red lights, and away we go for the Russian Grand Prix. It's a really good start from Rage Snipes. Is Ricky gonna come down the inside immediately? Yes, he is. Ricky with a brilliant start from the Welshman in the Ferrari. Are they gonna make a free wide? There's a McLaren!
No! Massive accident there! And Jizzy's retired.
Safety car out.
Safety car. How are you gonna sort
Massive
this one out?
crash. Coming up towards turn 2. Don't know what happened there. We can actually see it on stream. Let's see. I'm gonna focus onto the McLaren, and I can actually see if someone moved over. Oh, I think. Oh my days! It was Dan. Dan making contact with GC already, going through turn 1, and then GC tried to repair it, wasn't able to, and then ran straight into the side pod of Dan once again.
Yeah.
Made contact twice, it seemed like.
And Dan has got wing damage because of it, but fortunately able to carry on. So this will give him a free stop. Now, compound wise, he's obviously, annoyingly for him, he started on the medium anyway. Will he have another set of mediums to use? Or will he be forced onto the hard tyre?
Yeah, it's a tricky situation right now, because although the tire is very low around here, I'm not quite sure if you can make it from hard until the end of the race. So you might want to go and pit for softs, and then pit early for either hards, or if you've got another set of medium tires, at least you want to make sure you get rid of the tire rule. So you need to change to a different compound, otherwise you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot if another safety car comes out. So you either want to go onto the softs or the hards, and if I was Dan, I would definitely go for the softs, and then see if you can either pit for another set of mediums or another set of hards. if the race continues. Let's actually see what Dan is gonna do. He can't into the pits.
Yeah, he may go conservative and think in the long game for the hards, but if he goes to the softs, that would be a really good idea to
He's hards.
attack. It is hards, yeah.
He's going conservative, which is fair play to him. I can understand the move.
If he doesn't have another set of mediums, fresh mediums, then it makes sense to go on the hards. Because obviously, getting the soft tyre now would be good for getting through the field, but it's only short-lived, and you then be putting himself back onto a used set of mediums, potentially. Or he'd have to use the hards anyway. So, get the hard. He can always, I suppose, later on, you never know, this race could change for him, where the safety car works well, and with this now being on the hard, he will be at some point towards the front of the field. So let's not forget that. So,
yeah, good point. Yeah, the only thing is, like on this game, you've got some tracks where the hard tire is insane. Like it's almost the best tire to be on. But I know on this track, we probably won't see the hard tire that often or that much, because people are gonna go for a soft medium strategy. So either way, Dan on the hards now will be on the harder compound pretty much the whole race until he makes the pit stop, unless he's not gonna make a pit stop, of course. That's the only part. But you see all the cars in front are on softs, apart from Haley, who's on medium. So everyone is on 2 compound softer. So they're pretty much gonna pull away. That's almost guaranteed. Unless Dan has got some amazing pace and can keep up with the hards. But he has a big job in front of him to keep up with the guys in front. And as soon as these guys make the pit stop, they will most likely go onto the medium tires, which will be quicker than the hards of Dan. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know how this one is gonna work out, to be honest. Oh, Saige is in. That's interesting. Must have picked up wing damage, I assume. Or is this just a regular pit stop?
No,
this is a regular pit stop. No front wing change, it seems like. Nope, no front wing change. He's going from... Yeah, on my screen they took mediums off and put mediums on, but I'm sure he was on softs. So from softs to mediums. Ah, smart play. Smart, I like that. Yeah, well done then. That's a good move.
So basically, it's just got him back on the strategy he already was on.
Yep, but now he has done his tire allocation thing.
Yeah, and also his tyres are a couple of laps fresher, so he could, if he wants to, either push the strategy a little bit further or hit at the same time, but at least he'll have a bit better tyre during that this initial period.
He did have a fresh set of soft tires, because it says 0 laps done so far on this set of tires, so he did have a free set of mediums spare, so that's good for him. So on fresh mediums at the back of the grid, it's not too bad, because everyone will be very close together, and now it is definitely game on for the Alfa Romeo.
So, the guys on the mediums, Hilly, Saige and Dan. So Saige deciding, now with Saige getting rid of the soft now, I don't know if that was such a smart idea, because he's gonna have to pit again. So I don't quite get, he's just got rid of track position. He's lost himself track position on the fact he's gonna have to pit again.
Yeah, this is an interesting call for me. I don't really understand why he did it. There must be some fault behind it, so we're just gonna see how it turns out. Oh, we've got Fruitful in the chat. We always love to see some knowledge. He says Haas can easily make it till the end from the start, so that's something good to know. I'm gonna at least know that if people are gonna crash on the next lap, pit for Haas, they can make it till the end of the race. So thank you very much for that one, Fruit. You'll love to see it.
Before we start again, it's a shame Dan didn't go on the hard. It'd been interesting to see whether that would have been the better strategy or not.
Yeah, true. Safety car is in, and Ricky has put his foot on the throttle, so we can finally go racing here around Russia. Ricky is leading in front of Rage Snipes, but I don't think Rage Snipes is going to be close enough to make a move down the inside, or is he? What is the straight line speed looking like from the racing point? It's not going to be strong enough to get back up into P1. as JSEC has to remain in P5 with Matty up into P4, the championship leader. He can see his main rival in P1, so he knows he needs to push. But for now, all clean, all good, and we can actually finally go racing.
Yeah, great start, clean start this time by everyone single file. And very easy track to use a bit too much ERS. It's quite hard to off in that last sector, really. You don't save any ERS around the rest of it. Not many braking points, very flowing section we're going through right now. Also at this stage of the race, you've got to be careful in turn 8 and turn 9 that you don't lose that back end. I've seen it many times in previous rounds here in Russia. But so far, everyone doing pretty well. Dan is trying to down a little look on Sygate into turn 2, but Sygate shut the door on him. So Dan still holds that P15 at the back of the field for now. Oh, yellow.
Oh, it's JSEC.
Oh, it is, and it's wing damage.
He spun just before turn 15, so that's a shame for JSEC, who was on softs as well. Wing damage on the left hand side. He definitely needs to box for a new front wing.
Yeah, not a great start. Unfortunately for JSEC, he's going to have to hope for a safety car later on. Meanwhile, there's a few battles for 2 Red Bull guys. Having a look, Justin and Kelster.
Yep, Justin gets past Kelster Swag. It's Matty putting the pressure on Jay Prentice. Well, we know Jay Prentice. He probably opted to go. Oh, he almost lost it. He probably opted to go for a very low downforce setup, like he did at Austria, like he did at Canada. So it will be a big task for Matty to get past the McLaren car in front, as Jay Prentice is just outside of the 1 second window. That could be crucial, because he won't be getting DRS on the next lap. So that's something to keep in mind. Is Matty gonna get past immediately, or does he have to wait for the next lap to get some DRS? Let's see, he's not putting it up into overtake, so I don't think he is gonna go for an overtake. So he stays behind Jay Prentice for now.
Yeah, Jay Prentice using a lot more ERS on that straight, because he's trying to get back into the DRS protection zone.
Ooh, Thibaut tried to go around the outside of Haley, which he did perfectly. Really well done from Thibaut, who moved his Renault up into P11. Well done.
And Jay Prentice does. Oh, he's on the cusp. Has he got the DRS? That's the. I don't think he has.
I don't think he did. Let's see. Nope, he didn't.
Here we go then. Straight line advantage
2
here.
moves. It's Ray Snipes going for the move on Ricky. It's Matty going for a move on Jay Prentice. As soon as the DRS gets enabled, we see some overtaking. And it's Ray Snipes up into P1, Matty up into P3. Oh, is Connell gonna immediately follow? Let's see.
Oh, Ricky's took the place back round the outside of Rage. Awesome. And Connell has got past Jay Prentice. Sorry, yeah.
Yep. So Jay Prentice losing 2 positions in only 2 corners, and Ricky is taking his P1 back again. Oh, I love this update. Now we can actually see who's on time penalties without having to use the telemetry system. We can't see the amount of seconds, unless it's gonna show a 2 or 3 behind it as soon as they pick up their second time penalty. We don't know that yet, but this is a really cool update. I like this.
Yeah, this is what we needed. And so yeah, Matty got it already. He's got 3 seconds, and Lars as well. Yeah, this is what we needed. But yeah, the battle is on at the front. Meanwhile, Dan has got past both Hilly. Oh, sorry, he's already got JSEC, but he's got past Hilly. 18's behind Sygate right now. Ricky obviously wants to stay in the lead, which I'm surprised about. But you can use the guy ahead, DRS, and therefore save the ERS.
If I was Ricky, I would just let Rage Snipes get past, stay behind him, and on the next lap with DRS overtaking him again, because they're actually pulling away from the cars behind. But if they keep battling like this, then Matty Robbo is definitely gonna come back at them, and he will be within the 1 second window again. Is Ricky gonna go for the move straight away like he did on the last lap? No, he isn't. He stays behind Ray Snipes for now.
Oh, yellow in sector 3 is J-Sack again. That wheel, where it's good and quality, the heavy fuel loads seems to be struggling a little bit with that wheel maybe around here. Didn't get wing damage though this time, so. And this is what Rage needed, he's pulling away.
Yep. Ray Snipes is showing some great pace, like he did in quali as well, and I think that's maybe one of the reasons why Ricky didn't want to let Ray Snipes go into the lead, because he knows Ray Snipes got some great pace around here, as Ricky needs to do all he can to stay with the racing point at this point in the race. That was a weird sentence to say. But yeah, it seems all good for now. Cars are not sliding too much, so I think the tire is still okay at this point, as they are 1.4 seconds in front of Matty. That is actually quite crucial, because now this will give Connell a chance to overtake Matty. Ray Snipes puts in the fast lap of the race so far with 1:45.0. Is Ricky gonna go for the move straight away, or is Ricky gonna save up some ERS? Ray Snipes is already on 35% ERS, so he's really low. Oh, Ricky as well, they're both on the same amount of ERS, so they're definitely pushing to try and get away from the cars behind.
Yeah, Connell had a little think about it, but Connell's got no ERS left. He's running on fumes right now on that, so the Matty should help him much more with defending, because he's just not going to have any energy to really gain from. And like you say, Rage slowly pulling away. And obviously the DRS zones are helping Ricky keep up. Actually, they're both on identical ERS usage, as Ricky gets a little moment. Only a minor one. It has lost him a 10.42. Range starting to pull again.
This is quite interesting. Remember what I said about Ricky not picking up warnings slash penalties. He's already on 2 warnings, and Ray Snipes is on 0. So Ray Snipes is fast and clean, which is the deadly combination where Ricky now needs to get himself together, and he is not allowed to make a mistake whatsoever in this race, because that's gonna give him a penalty.
Absolutely.
Oh, yellow, sector 3, no, that's loss.
Yeah.
Terrible news. Loses here coming off turn 16. Is that wing damage for the Dutchman? I don't know. It seems okay.
Oh, no,
No wing damage. Yep, no wing damage yet. But definitely race over for now. P13 still has to make his pit stop. Such a shame for Lars, as he was within the points. Now in P13.
Sygate, Thibaut, Sygate, Dan. That's a good battle there for P11, 12, 13. Thibaut 5 seconds behind Muzzer. Those guys not doing well on the pace front, but that is due because obviously Sygate and Dan are on the mediums. But really they seem quicker now than Thibaut. We need to get past him as soon as possible.
So we go back to... What do you want to say, mate?
Sorry, Matty seems to be he's still able to live with it. He's 2.3 now behind Ricky and Rage. And he's just lucky that Connell's got no ERS. Real battle here with Jay Prentice and the 2 Red Bulls.
Yeah, it's sort of a good thing as well that Connell is not having ERS, because this is allowing them to get away from the cars behind, as Jay Prentice is the first one to make the scheduled pit stop. It's lap 10, or actually lap 9 for him now, as he goes into the pits for a fresh set of tires, which will most likely be the mediums. Pit window is open, so he pitted 1 lap earlier than scheduled, and medium tires it is. So it's going to be very interesting to see where he's going to come out on track, and if he is going to be quick enough to gain positions as soon as the others are going to make the pit stop. So Jay Prentice hoping for the undercut to work, as he has to drive the best out lap he can.
Yeah, interestingly, the little icon hasn't appeared for Rage Snipes on lap 10. Everyone else, the pit lane window has opened rather, for Rage. I wonder if he will pit this lap, or he will carry on. Like I said, it's not showing, as Dan gets a 3-second penalty now for multiple warnings. But yeah, I mean, obviously Ricky pitting. Are we at a stage now where the medium is the faster tyre? A fresh medium would be pretty close. But I don't know about the undercut round here. If we have a look on the leader time, let's see, Jay Prince is 30 seconds behind the leader at the moment. And if anything, very even pace so far.
Rage Snipes comes into the pits and Ricky stays out, so Ricky going for the overcut or Rage Snipes going for the undercut. It depends on how you want to see it. But Ricky is taking the lead back into this race and he is gonna push like no tomorrow to come back in front of Rage Snipes. Where is Rage Snipes gonna come out? Because he is gonna pit for the fresh set of medium tires. Understandable, good choice. Where is he gonna come out on the track? We can actually see Jay Prentice coming through the last 2 turns now, but look at the difference. I think the undercut is not the way to go around here.
Well, admittedly, Jay Prentice, he was starting to fall behind quite a bit, but yeah, it wasn't that big of a difference. Especially this time, I mean, this track doesn't really heavily wear the tyres like other circuits do, so yeah, these mediums aren't. I'm not going to expect Rage to be closing massively. The gap is 24.7 between Rage and Ricky, so keep an eye on that, seeing if it improves. Obviously, it's a bit of tyre warming now having to be done. But Rage already gained 2 tenths.
24.5. So yeah, Rage Snipes definitely gaining, and I don't think Ricky is going to be able to pull enough of a gap to come back out in front of Rage Snipes, as Rage Snipes gain another 10th.
Yeah, it's coming down. It's definitely quite a bit now. So maybe that extra lap that these guys are doing as Ricky pits. I mean, they're looking to say, oh, I have a 1 lap fresher set of mediums, but that 1 lap is going to be worth the seconds that these guys are going to lose. The gap's already down at 24, 23.9 for Rage, so he's already been able to take nearly a second out on this lap alone, which more importantly means that you're out of DRS zone. Steve and Muzzer, they stay out.
Yep, they're going for a mad one. 11 laps already on those softs.
Can't see that being an advantage unless you go that much longer. But here we go then, so Rage is going to go past, which he does. Yeah, Rage is going to have quite a bit of a gap here.
Yep, he's well past Ricky, and I think that is Ricky outside of the 1 second window. In fact, he is outside of the 1 second window. So this is the moment for Rage Snipes to push like no tomorrow to actually remain the gap like it is right now. He should be able to, and I think Rage Snipes, if nothing weird happens, is gonna run away with this one.
Yeah, he's out of that DRS, and meanwhile Matt rather came right out.
Oh, he's retiring in the pits. He's given up on this one. Fair enough. Well done for retiring in the pits. Such a shame. There was a lot of potential in this race with not a lot of people in the lobby, but unfortunately Lars couldn't make it work. Better luck next time, mate.
Jay Prentice did gain a little bit from pitting earlier than the rest. He didn't lose any places. Connell now joins the club at 4 seconds. He's been able to pull away from the Red Bull guys. Jay Sachs retired. And we got virtual safety car.
And that is crucial. Is
Steve, is he pitted?
Steve, yep, and Mas are both in. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
They're gonna really take advantage of this.
Their gamble paid out.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, Dan and Sygate, they're gonna go by.
We've got an Alonso moment in the chat. Lars said, I can't be asked with Jacek braking too early. Jacek retires. Lars in the chat, he says, karma. This is Alonso and Palmer at Monza all over again.
There we go, the guy's coming out. Muzzer is going to come out right in the thick of the action here. He's just behind Jay Prentice now.
Yeah, but he's back in action. Look at this. You can actually see P5 in the distance. This is brilliant from Mazza and Steve as well, to be honest, because he's got a connection to this train as well. Oh, Steve! No way.
Right from speeding under the VSC.
Drive-through
And
penalty
also,
for Steve.
Musser as well got caught napping. And look at this, Connell's got past Matty.
Yep, just got it.
Took advantage as well.
Connell.
And I think Ricky got caught napping as well. Ricky's 2 seconds behind Rage.
Yeah, he did something wrong, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, so that leaves Dan and Sidegate, two guys who ended up, two remaining guys who started on mediums, doing their stint now. They're going to be very racy towards the end. Unfortunately for them, that VSC didn't come at the right time. They would love a VSC around their pit window. If these guys get a VSC around their pit window, it brings them right back into play to get some good points for today.
Yeah, that is gonna be crucial if the Cetra comes out. They need to drive their absolute socks off to stay in front of these guys. The gap will be coming down quite quickly with Rage Snipes in P3. 5 seconds it is right now. Let's actually keep an eye out on the gap and see how much he's gaining per lap. Is Matty? Yep, he is gonna go for the move. He has to go the long way round the outside. He gets it up before the braking zone. Yes, he does. Gets out in front of Connell. Good move from Matty, who moves himself up into P5, which could be a net P3 when Dan and Saige are making their pit stop.
It's crucial for the championship. Matty doing really well, conserving the ERS. So that's the difference. He got overtook by Connell, but he had so much more energy. It was easy for him. He could use the energy and the DRS. Connell just didn't have anything to defend with. So yeah, Matty through. Both evenly paced though. So I expect Connell to keep using that ERS. It's just so hard to get it back once you use it.
Yeah, once you use it, it's really hard to gain anything back. That's purely because you can't put it into none anymore. So you are using ERS either way, and especially with the long straights around here, it's really hard to keep it clean.
Jay Prentice. Oh, both Justin and Jay Prentice are in the middle of the track right now, and that was all from Muzzer doing brilliant dummy. It was no fault of Muzzer at all, but Muzzer made it look like he was going to go for a move, and then backed out, made Justin brake late, and with that off-camber corner, he just broke late and it went into the back of the McLaren, and that means Jay Prentice and Justin are well down the order now. So Muzzer took 2 places. He's now, next guy ahead is Connell.
Next guy is Connell. Lovely news. We've got Matrix in the chat, and he actually notified me about the fact that you can see on the detail it says penalties, and now you can actually see in the screen itself that Dan is on 6 seconds, Matty on 3, Connell on 3, Mazza on 3, and Jay Prentice on 3 seconds. So cool little update. You can't see it on the main screen when I got the tire detail up. But if I switch one more thing, as we see Thibaut going wide, but if I switch one more thing, then we can actually see the amount of time penalty. So that's quite nice. You'll love to see it. That's quite a cool and useful update for once.
Yeah, absolutely.
So look at this, by the way. Rage Snipes 2.4 seconds behind these guys. He took away 2.5 seconds in only 2 laps. So not even 2 laps. So yeah, he's definitely on the pace. And Donamo was suggesting in the chat that Dan and Steiger are maybe going for the one stop, so they will go till the end on these set of medium tires. I don't think they're gonna do so. Would be a smart play though, because look at the gaps and look at the pace. It's not that bad, to be honest. But it will be very interesting to see if they don't make a pit stop, where they will come out. If they make a pit stop, how quick are they to gain back those positions? That's gonna be the big question.
Yeah, and at the moment, if Dan did pit, he would go behind Hilly, who is he would be Dane Highgate as well. They would be right back there. The only problem for those guys is it would mean they are around. It's a lot of time to gain up on those softs. Yes, they're going to be massively quicker, but I think at the moment, without a VSC intervention during the pit window, they're going to struggle to get into points, to be honest.
Yeah, they are. I don't think this strategy is working if they still have to make another pit stop. They definitely need to get help by some sort of a safety car. If they're gonna stop for softs, I would say this is about the window where you want to switch to the softs to make them work even more. We saw people pitting on lap 10 and 11. The car is a little bit lighter, so it's a little bit easier on the tires. So you would say so that we're gonna see some pit stops anytime soon, if they are. Yeah, for the rest of this race, it's a little bit field is spread out. It's like your usual Russia Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Nothing too special.
What we need now is another safety car.
Yeah, we need EU3 to pull up their magic once again and cause some chaos.
Especially for Dan. I mean, Dan Sygate, if a safety car came out now for these guys, they're in the box office. You know,
yeah, definitely.
The other guys probably hit as well for softs.
The prime example was last week at Zandvoort, where Dan went 30 plus laps on his hards. Safety car came out at the absolute end of the race. He could pit for fresh softs, ended up in P4, I think it was. So. Yeah. It's not done yet, and we've seen a lot of tier 3 races, of course, and we know that it's quite a common thing that the safety car comes out at the end of the race, so you never know. I think it's quite understandable that they are gambling on it, because they know exactly as much as I do, as much as you do as well, as much as everyone watching. When they are making a pit stop, they're gonna drop outside of the points, so why not try to do something crazy, try and make it work.
Yeah, keep pushing it on. And if all they need is someone to make a mistake, unfortunately, there's no bounce on the track. Everyone is literally spaced out. Even about Conor Matt's been able to pull away now, and is ahead, is out of that DRS zone.
Yeah, I'm currently on board with Snipes, who's got to deal with Sagan in front. The only thing is, Saige is getting DRS from Dan in front, so it will be a little bit harder for Snipes to make a move, although he is on much fresher medium tires, so it shouldn't be too hard of a job. But definitely something to keep in mind. You can just see the amount of grip he's got. Big grip advantage compared to the two guys in front, but where are you gonna make a move on this track? You have to do it with the DRS, and because Saige is getting DRS as well, it's actually not making it that easy.
Yeah, Rage got to be not letting. It's so easy now to get under pressure and feeling the heaving gap between himself and Ricky is coming down. Ricky is almost within 1 second already. He took a massive amount of time out of him. He's going to have to use his DRS here to pass Sygate.
Ooh, really good exit from Rage Snipes, who is indeed seeing Ricky coming closer and closer. They're side by side. Rage has to go the long way round. Is he gonna go for the late braking move? Sagan is gonna go for the late move as well. They go side by side, but Rage Snipes gets it. It's the racing point up into P2. Sagan drops down to P3.
Yeah, and look at that, Ricky now right up with them. So Ricky's gonna get the DRS as well now. And for Rage, he needs to get closer in these next two corners. Get a good run, which he is close enough. And now Ricky's got to try and get past. Sygate has got the DRS as well. Where Ricky is right there.
Rage Snipes down the inside and gets the job done. Rage Snipes back up into P1, where he has been pretty much all race until the pit stops. And Ricky going for the move round the outside. On the inside at turn 3. Really good move from Ricky, who moves himself up into P3. Well done from Ricky.
Yeah, feel like Sygate let him through, to be honest. If he left it all wide open, Ricky was like, okay, I'll take race time. And yeah. And now, obviously, going through that traffic, Rage been able to pull away again. So, Ricky had his moment. Yeah, but thankfully, crucially for Rage, he was able to get past Sygate in that moment. Otherwise, Ricky would have been right there with him.
Yeah, Danny is playing a good tactic here. He's trying to stay within the DRS window of Rage Snipes, but he's burning all of his ERS in the process. He only got 10% left now, so weird one. But if Dan and Sygate are not gonna pit this lap, then I would reckon they just stay out for the remainder of the race. Yep, and they are. Look at the tire wear. It is. Let's see. Dan is on 40%. Rear tires are on 50%. And the same is actually going on with Sygate. So I think they can make it till the end of the race on these set of mediums.
Yeah, they should do. The fact of the matter is, though, they will be drifters by the end of the race. When you, especially in these fast corners like turn 3 here, where you require so much of that rear stability because of the speed you're carrying through the corner, that's where they're going to struggle. They're going to have to not be able to go as fast, otherwise they'll just lose that rear end and spin off.
Yeah, definitely. We've got Cavey in the chat. He says, here we go, Dan needs to hold Ricky up to help Matty out, and that's actually a good point. Dan needs to be the perfect teammate now. Oh, and he's pushing Ricky into a mistake. That is 3 seconds added on to Ricky's time. So Dan working wonders, but he has to give up the position. I'm absolutely sure about that one, because he's got no ERS left. Ricky with the DRS, or is he gonna hold him up?
Hold him up.
He is. Dan with brilliant defending.
Yeah, they both don't have ERS really either. They're both low. Ricky and high either, so Ricky is only going to have to really rely on that DRS. Get him going.
Ricky should be able to get the job done on the start-finish straight though. Oh, as Dan has a little bit of a moment as well, coming off the last turn. That's definitely not helping your exit. Matty can actually see Ricky now on his screen, but he can see that Ricky is gonna go for the move on Dan. He goes down the inside. And that is job done before the braking zone. Ricky moves up into P2, then drops down to P3 with his teammate behind now.
Yeah, Matty getting past Sygate crucially on that lap. So, P3 is on. I wonder, you know, if Dan is going into the end, I wonder, as Matty does fastest first sector, whether the hard would have been the better tyre. Especially towards the end of this race now, would he have been able to, granted at the beginning he wouldn't have kept the pace, but would it have made much of a difference? I wonder if he had a hard tyre, he would have definitely been easily able to go to the end of the race. I guess it depends really on how bad the drop was. Mediums.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have had the pace at the beginning of the race to actually keep up with the guys in front. Knowing this situation, then it definitely would have helped to pit on to the hard tires, but you couldn't really know that the virtual safety car and all of that was gonna come out. So I understand the decision, and looking at this, I think he's only gonna drop behind P6 in the worst case scenario as he picks up another 3 seconds. Because I don't think Mazza is gonna get past.
Fair, he's keeping in the DRS, so he's gonna have the DRS this time. Ricky.
He's doing his absolute best to overtake Ricky again, because he knows how crucial it could be for his teammate to stay close. But with him being the car in between Ricky and Matty, could actually give his teammate a little bit of an early DRS, but he needs to push to the absolute limit to stay within the DRS window this lap. 7 tenths it is now. It will go up into 8 tenths as Dan needs to push to the absolute limit. 9 tenths it is. I don't think he's gonna hold on.
Yeah, I think that's it now. He's going to pull away.
Yep. outside of the 1 second window, and he's picking up warnings left, right and center, I think, as well. Let's see, Dan is on 11 warnings, so he's only 1 warning away for his 4th penalty. And he picked up his last penalty on the last lap, so that actually shows how much he's pushing.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this, Sygate and Connell. Terrible camera angle, I'm so sorry. Sygate braking late, Connell getting passed round the outside. Lovely switchback, Connell up into P5. Really well done from the Williams driver.
Lovely job there. P5. Fortunately a little bit out now, Matty Robbo, but Matty now just in DRS zone. Not quite. Oh no, he is in DRS zone.
Yeah, he's just gonna run towards Dan. I think he will be letting Matty go through this part of the track, or maybe after turn 4. Or are they gonna do it on the second DRS straight? Could be a possibility as well. But they need to keep in mind that at this point Matty is losing time to Ricky in front. Yeah, I think so as well. Just to make sure that Dan isn't losing too much time as well, because he needs to think about his own race as well, of course. It's Stitchy with a very good point in the chat, because both alphas are actually on a lot of warnings, so that's not really helping. Oh, sorry, I thought Matty was on 6 seconds already. Matty is on 3 seconds, so that's not too bad actually. But Dan is on 9 seconds with only 1 more warning for his 4th penalty. Matty gets passed for P3. It's my almost right. This thing is, I have got Ricky and Rage Snipe. I don't see that one happening, to be honest.
Yeah, J-Sack was my P3 and it's Matty. I should have gone for Matty. But yeah, it's so far, I think that's going to be it now for those top 3 positions. We've got 4 to go now.
We've got a old battle picking up again. Jay Prentice and Justin fighting for the final points in this race. And a little bit of a collision earlier on, so it's going to be very interesting to see how hard Jay Prentice is going to defend this one.
Absolutely, yeah, these guys, unfortunately, they should be in about Muzza. Obviously, Muzza, he's 3 seconds behind. He hasn't had the pace on the mediums compared to him. But he is slowly closing down on Sygate. And Steve as well, surprisingly. Steve's... Did he have to stop again? Because he's miles behind Justin. I don't know what... He didn't pit. Steve must have had an off somewhere because... Oh no.
Now Steve has his drive-through. Yeah.
In the drive-through, that's it, yeah. Yeah, shame for Steve. Just outside the points at the moment, but he has no penalties. So I don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, 15 seconds behind Justin, so he's not going to gain anything from it. Look at this, it's Justin going for the move on Jay Prentice on the back straight with the DRS. He's getting closer and closer and closer, but is it going to be close enough? No, it's not. So we're actually gonna focus on the battle P4, because Connell is within 4 tenths of Dan in front. Yeah. Connell is gonna go for the move. Already puts it up into overtake. He's got a lot more DRS compared to Dan. With the DRS, should be able to get the job done. Yes, he does. Before the braking zone. That's Connell up into P4. Dan drops down to P5.
Lovely job. I think that's going to be it then. Obviously, he has got 4 penalties, so he's going to perform well down the order. Shame, because I think P5 is a great result for him, considering the start he had. But he had the pit right at the very start of this race. Those mediums, he also pitted twice in succession. So that was lap 3 he came out. Lap 3, I would have thought, yeah, he came out on those mediums. Did a very good job. position is well rewarded. Sygate's in the same picture.
Yep, Sygate doing the same thing. Well done, good strategy, good call. Because otherwise they would have been outside of the point paying positions. Now they're in P5 and P6, so really well done to them. Is Justin gonna get past this time round? But Jay Prentice is working wonders once again. We saw it at Austria as well, where he was running a really low downforce setup and he actually kept Ricky behind for, I think, the remainder of the race. Is he gonna do the same to Justin at this point? It's looking like it, to be honest. Justin just can't get past.
2 to go this time by for these guys. Leaders are already on their second ice lap. Oh, Justin had a back the tank slapper. And that has put him out of reach here. So, although he is in DRS zone, he's not going to be able to get past Buddy in this lap. So he's got to really have 3 more DRS zones left in this race to try and get past the McLaren.
If I was Justin, I would just wait for the final lap to make sure you get the job done on the back straight, because I think Justin has got a little bit more downforce to play with, and I think if you can put it up into ERS mode at the beginning of sector 2, get a little bit closer to Jay Prentice than he has done on the previous laps, then he can actually make it work on the back straight. Just save up your ERS for now, just save it all up until the last lap. Don't go for it on this lap, because you know that if you make a move on the back straight now, Jay Prentice will come back at you on the last lap at the start finish straight. So that's definitely not what you want. Is Justin listening to me? No, he is in fact. You love to see it. He is saving his ERS. I love it.
Yeah, great advice from the old Thomas, the old God Thomas, with the knowledge of strategy.
It's working now. It's a shame that it's not working on the Wednesdays. Look at this, Justin. You can just see the speed he can carry on through the corners compared to Jay Prentice. So just wait for it. Have the patience to make the move where you need to make the move.
He's close this time. Surely this is the moment. As we start the final lap.
He's gaining. Jay Prentice moves down to the inside. He has to go the long way around. They both brake late. They both have to cut the track. Is this gonna be an illegal move for Justin? It doesn't look like it, but Jay Prentice is gonna hold it on round the outside. Which turns into the inside. Don't touch! Oh, you saw this one happening from a mile away.
Yeah, and I agree. Justin should have given the pace back. He gained that position because he went off the circuit.
I don't want to know. I don't want to be in this party because Jay Prentice is going to be fuming, because this is the second time they make contact in this race.
Yeah. Both. And really, yeah, Justin should have gone 5. Anyway, Rage is on 2 corners to go.
Gonna focus and take the race winner into our cameras as he is coming through the last corner now, as he takes victory here around Russia. Really well done to Race Knife. Brilliant, dominating performance. Ricky taking P2 will be happy, gaining points on Matty, who has done absolute damage limitation. He will be happy as well. Connell P4, then P5. Really good strategy. It's getting P7, Sygate P5 on Pence, Kelster P6, Mazda P7, then P8. It will remain P8. Justin is gonna take P9. Ooh, but who is gonna take the final point? Is it gonna be Jay Prentice or is it gonna be Steve? Penalties. They're both on 3 seconds, so it's gonna be Jay Prentice. Oh, Steve.
Anyway.
Oh no. Is Thibaut gonna take? Is Thibaut gonna take P11? No, he's not. He's too far away.
No.
And Healy coming through turn 16 right now. Fair play to him for continuing on with his race. Fair play. He is the last one to come across the line to end off this Russian Grand Prix. Quite a boring one, not gonna lie. We saw some good moves, we saw some great racing, but not the tier 3 action we normally see. But yeah, that's just track in general. I'm just gonna blame the track.
Yeah, it's Russia.
Yeah, that
It's
says enough. You don't have to add on any more words. It's Russia. So here we have him moonwalking onto the podium. Some great dancing skills. Jake Brand is already in chat. He is fuming. So here we have it, the final standings for today's EU3 race. Ray Snipes taking victory. Ricky P2, Matty P3, Connell P4, Saige P5, Kelster P6, Mazda P7, Dan P8, Justin P9, Jay Brand is taking the final point in P10, Steve P11, Thibaut P12, Hilly P13, Chaser P14, Lars P15, GC P16. Thibaut got the fastest lap, not inside the top 10, so it won't give him an extra point. Well done to him for taking it either way. And we're gonna invite these guys to the commentary box. Yeah, fair play to him. Really well done. Which actually gave him the position he's in, because I think he gained 3 positions because of it. So absolutely crucial from him. Let's see, Matty, Rage Snipes and Ricky, they are allowed to join the commentary box. Let's actually get the Racing Point back on screen again. It's been a while. Showroom. And there we have it, Racing Point. Waiting for Rage Snipes and Matty to join the commentary box. There is Matty. Now waiting for Rage Snipes to join as well. But we can start off already with Matty. Matty, first of all, congratulations on taking P3 in this race. You were not really confident about this race. You were not really hopeful. Still P3. I think with the damage limitation you did, must be quite content with the result at the end.
Daylight robbery, isn't it, really? That was, yeah, surprising, let's put it that way. Very surprised that I managed to hang on to P3 and driving the last 15 or so laps with one warning left before I got 6 seconds worth of penalties, which I knew was going to be quite crucial. And then, yeah, got through Cygate and Danny, and I think that just gave me enough time just to hold off Connell, because I think, you know, it was very evenly matched pace. It's quite difficult once you're out of DRS to defend from someone, because they're constantly in your DRS. But, you know, as you said, damage limitation. Daniel was unlucky to pick up a couple of penalties, but yeah, probably should have got more points. But yeah, content, I think.
Content is the word.
Yeah,
talking about Dan, because he opted to go 24 laps on the mediums. Yep. Yeah, was there some point in the race where he was thinking about making another pit stop, or was he just saying at the safety car, I'm gonna go to the end?
We were trying to work it out with the gap he had, the penalties he had, and then where he was going to gain that time back. I think he had 6 or 9 at that point, with about 7 or 8 to go. I think Titch was just keeping an eye on it on stream and things like that, and yeah, we just came to the conclusion it's not worth it. Just try and hang them out. I think he was on 70% with about a couple of laps to go, so he did really well, to be fair to him, to make that work. So yeah, he's a bit annoyed, but I think he'll be quietly happy with that performance after qualifying.
Yeah, at least some good points for Alfa Romeo Garage. Really well done, mate. Congratulations on the P3. Enjoy it.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Going on to our P2, Ricky. Yeah, the only question I really have to ask is, did you make a mistake by pitting 1 lap later than Rage Snipes? Did that cost you the race, do you think?
No, I think I just didn't have the pace of Rage Snipes, to be fair. I made a mistake on my in lap. My tyres were still good enough. I was going to go to like lap 15, to be fair. But I had to react to Rage. But I didn't have the pace of Rage today, so I think we maximised our potential tonight. And yeah, I think it was quite close with Rage at some point, but it wasn't really my fight. This late in the championship, I've got to think about that.
Yeah, yeah, understandable. Yeah, we saw at the beginning of the race that you were going Rage Knights overtook you and you went for a move straight away. Was that because you knew that you didn't want to let Rage Knights get past and pull away, or was it just pure fighting for fun?
A bit of both, I think. Just to let him know that I'm there, and yeah, it just looks good on stream.
Yeah, it did to be fair. Yeah. Really well done, mate. P2, really good result for the championship, crucial points, and really well done. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Going on to a race winner, Race Knight, really dominant performance. Ricky admitting that you were just too fast today. Really confident race. Picked up a penalty on the last laps. Probably a little bit of a shame, but nothing too hurtful. Really well done on the race. Going for the undercut, was that always the plan to undercut Ricky, or was it just the time to make the pit stop, not really think about making an undercut?
Yeah, first of all, it was the plan to undercut Ricky, but I forgot there was a safety car, so I think I went way too early, but it worked out very well. So yeah, it was the plan to undercut him.
Yeah, because when Ricky made his pit stop, you came out with at least a 1 second gap between both of you. Was that the point in the race where you thought, okay, I can actually win this one?
I actually knew from the beginning I would be dominant, yeah, because I had the pace, and at the quali I was just a half seconds faster, so I knew I had to make this. I had to make this win because it's my first win, so very happy with this.
Actually, wait, is this your first win?
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
way, I thought you
yeah.
won more races, to be honest.
No, French, I was disqualified, so my own fault.
Ah, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I remember that one. Okay.
Get the champagne! Get the champagne out!
Yeah, you can finally enjoy it now because there's nothing wrong with this victory. So yeah, really.
So calm. So calm, man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah, really well done, mate. Yeah, I don't got anything to ask really, unless Lewis has got something to ask. It was just pure dominant performance. So really well done, mate. Congratulations on the PE1.
Yeah,
Enjoy it. So with that, it rounds off the interviews for today. First of all, congratulations once again to all the podium runners. Thank you, Lewis, for joining the commentary box with me. As always, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, well done, guys. Good result, keeping the championship on to the next race. And yeah, where is the next race actually?
I think it's Japan.
Japan in 2
weeks.
Oh,
I love that track. I love that track.
Great driver's track.
Yep.
Very good.
Thank God we've got a break.
Yeah, we've got a little break as well. Yeah, good one. Good point. Yeah, thank you, Lewis. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Has been an enjoyable hour once again. A little bit of a boring race, not gonna lie, but what else can you expect? It's Russia we're driving, so yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to follow Control Speed and don't miss out on anything, make sure you follow us on all the social media platforms. If you feel very generous, then you can hit the subscribe button on the Twitch. You can also follow us. If you don't want to miss any more races, go check out the AU2 and AM2 race on the Tuesday, the AM1 and AU1 race on the Wednesday, and the AU4 race on the Thursday. As I always say, stay safe and goodbye.